Hi, you are watching SightsIn and this is Romesh Srivastav. Please to subscribe the channel for the HR news, for HR updates and conversation that top notch HRs. Today we are going to discuss about the recent updates on EPS 95 and pension. To my best of knowledge, the last date to submit the application opting for the HAR pension, this was the July 11th July 2023. And after that, the government has also given a window for the employers to submit the joint declaration form, you can say a certificate or joint option. That was the 30th September 2023. But till now, till the 30th September 2023, around 5.5 lakh applications were pending for the validation from the employer side. So again, this window, again another window was given. The deadline was extended for the employers and employer for validation of this joint option, and now that deadline is 31st December 2023. To discuss in detail what are the recent updates on EPFO, this HAR pension part, today we have Mr. Amarnath Verma. He is a former executive director HR with the NTPC. Welcome, Mr. Verma.
Thank you, Mr. Srivastav. Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Verma, what are the recent updates now on this HAR pension part?
Mr. Srivastav, let me at the outset thank you for taking a lot of interest in this subject, because it affects the large number of employees, especially in the higher age bracket. And as we have discussed over the last 4 or 5 videos, the case was decided by Honorable Supreme Court on 4th of November last year. And since then, a large number of activities have taken place, both at the EPFO level and at the organization level. So if I have to summarize the 3 basic things that were decided in the Supreme Court judgment, that was they gave a decision that who all can opt for higher pension if they have retired from the cutoff date of 1/9/2014. What will happen and what are the procedures and modus operandi for handling the higher pension for those cases. The other was the employees who were in service as on 1/9/2014 and retired later on. And the third dimension was the issue of handling 1.18% of the charges that were required to be borne, that were being borne by government previously, and government was reluctant to carry out with that 1.18. So decision was taken by Supreme Court that government will come out with a solution for this. So these were the 3 dimensions, and government, and through government, EPFO has issued circulars from time to time to address all these decisions. So a large number of circulars have been issued from EPFO. So if I want to put nutshell, the online registration facility was created by EPFO, and as a basis, on the basis of that, a large number of issues were addressed online. And as of now, a total of 17.5 applications have been received at the EPFO for higher pension. So in the entire country, about 17.5 lakh applications have been received. The challenge, as you told, is now that the requirement given by EPFO is of submitting a joint declaration form by the employee and their employer, which has to be validated by some authorities in the EPFO. So the last deadline which has been accorded by EPFO is 31st December, by which time the entire exercise is required to be completed. So once the joint declaration exercise is completed in respect of all these applications and the examination is done, only then the decision on higher pension by the EPFOs will be given to the employees. This is the update.
So, Mr. Verma, as you told me that the problem is with the validation of joint option, the validation, or you can say the certificate of this joint declaration from the employer side and employer side. This is the basically the issue, that is the challenge, both the employers and employers are facing. So why this is the issue? Why there is much delay? Because on 30th September, which was also told that around 5.52 lakh applications are pending for the validation. So what are the challenges they are facing, both the employers and employees?
The EPFO has taken a stand that in the light of the judgment of Honorable High Court, the higher pension will be granted, subject, however, to the following conditions. One of the condition is that the employee should have applied for higher pension, and employer should have agreed for the higher pension, and EPFO should have granted that permission for higher pension, and that's why the higher pension means on actual basis, the deduction on the deduction of the PF amount on the actual salary should have been agreed by employee, employer, and approved by the EPFO. This was the condition in the EPF Act. So 26(6) says that prior sanction is required. But since, as per the scheme of things, many of the employees or many of the employers were not aware about this prior requirement, although they were deducting the PF on account of the actual salary, they had not obtained this kind of certificate. But EPFO wanted to insist on this kind of particular requirement, and that's why they have come out with a revised format, and which is required to be signed by employees, validated by their employers, and will be post facto approved by the some of authorities in the EPFO. So this entire thing is taking a little bit of time, because before signing, the employer will also see the entire details of deductions made from time to time, right from the implementation of the EPS-95 scheme in November 1995. So they have to see the entire contribution, the entire certificates that are required to be attached with that. And that's why they are taking a great deal of time in settling this issue.
Okay, so after 31st December, maybe after the when the wage details, all the wage details that would be submitted by the employers. So how do you see the process when the employees can expect the sanction of their higher pension?
As far as my knowledge goes, close to 35,000 applications have been completely processed, and EPFO has also raised the final claim of dues in respect of these 35,000. The figure may be 32 or 35, I'm not sure, but it is around that number only. So 35,000 applications have been seen to be okay, and they have also okayed the joint declaration form certificate. And after that, they have raised the demand from the employers, or through, if they are not in service, from the employees concerned. Now, the employees concerned or the employer are required to either remit or to deposit the due amount which has been calculated by EPFO. Once they deposit this, I'm told that in some cases, even the employees have or the employers have remitted the money to the EPFO, and they have been realized by the EPFO, meaning thereby that they are on the verge of getting the revised enhanced pension. But that number is only in thousands, whereas the total number of applications, as I told you earlier, is to the tune of 17.5. Even if about 70-80% applications are approved by the EPFO, the number will be very large. So the process of sanction of enhanced pension will happen gradually and slowly.
So can we expect the process of sanctioning that will start from the next financial year?
No, I mean, I'm quite optimistic that since the number of employees who have already submitted the due amount, the EPFO should not take, more time now to finalize the enhanced pension, because they have already circulated the methodology of computation of the arrears. They have also submitted the methodology for formulation of the enhanced pension. So what is now seen is the validation of the data and correctness of the money received. If they verify these two things, they must sanction the enhanced pensions for those employees in respect of whom all the formalities have been completed. And as we move ahead, I'm sure they will also put in extra effort to ensure that the balance cases are also settled expeditiously. See, the whole idea is that last November on 4th, the Honorable Supreme Court gave the decision for enhanced pension. So it is incumbent upon the EPFO and the government to ensure that the things are settled expeditiously. And for that matter, they are seeking support, cooperation from not only the employers, but also from the employees. So if everybody is trying to make efforts in that direction, I'm sure the sanction of enhanced pension will happen at a faster pace. But some of the constraints that I'm finding is that the number of people handling in the EPFO or in the their site offices need to be enhanced so that the address of various nitty-gritty issues, various things are addressed on time, and the settlement of the joint declaration form, receipt of the due amount and calculation of the enhanced pension is finalized expeditiously. So I'm hopeful, but EPFO needs to tighten its belt and put in extra effort to ensure that all cases where the enhanced pensions are going to be sanctioned must be addressed, and the enhanced pensions are released to the employees at an early date.
Right, right. I think we have discussed about the recent updates. What the recent updates are there on this EPS-95 higher pension? Anything important and we did not touch here? Would you like to share as a concluding remark?
To my mind, it is a very good move on the part of EPFO to settle this as a social security benefit for the private sector employees, for the public sector employees who are not in your government, who are not the government employees, because government employees, in any case, they get pensions. So it is a very good opportunity for the government and the EPFO to institutionalize this as a social security scheme. And in my opinion, government and the EPFO must make all out efforts to ensure that the nitty-gritty issues and the nagging problems are addressed immediately, and the enhanced pensions are settled and released to the concerned employees at an early date.
So thank you so much, Mr. Verma, for joining the conversation and sharing your thoughts on the updates, recent updates on EPS-95 higher pension. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Srivastava. Thank you for having me here.